Happy Chinese New Year. It's the Year of the Pig. We're going to take you inside and show you how people are celebrating the Year of the Pig. This is how the Chinese New Year is celebrated at Mekong Plaza in Mesa, a group of Asian-owned businesses, including a popular Mekong supermarket.
Chinese New Year is family together. Eat good food. You can eat fish, chicken.
Maggie is the owner of Hong Kong Gifts, the cutest little chachi shop. Inside, you can tell it's the Year of the Pig with great gift ideas. Just around the corner from the shop, check out this long line of people waiting to get traditional foods to celebrate the holiday, like dumplings. It marks the beginning of the year tied to the Chinese lunar calendar.
So a lot of people come here buy pig stuff. Oh, pig's lucky. Lucky animal for China.
I have my good luck charm stored in my car ready to go. And just in case you're wondering how to say Happy Chinese New Year in different languages, we have you covered.
Chinese and Cúng Hỷ,新Niên Vai Lọ, and Vietnam, and chúc mừng năm mới, and English and Happy New Year.
For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
It's St. Patrick's Day, and if you're planning on celebrating with one of these, you might also want to try some of what Jay Russell is serving up.
St. Patrick's Day brings a fun and rowdy crowd to the Vine Tavern and Eatery in Tempe.
Outside there was a sign that the people that are going to the Phoenix Rising games, there's a shuttle out there so people can go.
We have people who meet here, they can pregame, and then the shuttle takes them to the stadium.
But if you can't make it, Chef Dioso is showing us how you can make your own Irish dish at home. He's whipping up his famous Irish stew and corned beef and cabbage.
Wedge, carrots, baby carrots.
And what's that right there?
Pearl onions. That's a, give you a little bit better taste. After you cook the 40 minutes in the boiling 40 minutes, it comes out like this. Baby carrots.
I've always said eat the carrots.
No one likes carrots, but we have to eat the carrots. And this is our hummus corned beef plate.
Ooh, so we have all this delicious food in front of us for St. Patty's Day.
It's good.
A1 good?
Mm-hmm.
God bless America. That's all I'm just gonna say on top of that. And then Mom, I mean a carrot too, okay?
Back in the kitchen, chefs whipping up some Irish stew.
It's made from all veggies, potatoes, carrots, celery, bell peppers, and corned beef brisket.
Oh Lord. Eat your heart out.
Ready to eat.
What did you say?
Delicious.
I can see you getting full on this, just taking 5 or 6 bites.
For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
Snacks are great and all, but if you're looking for something a little more hearty, you might want to try this German restaurant in Glendale. Jay's there now.
If you're ever in downtown Glendale looking for an authentic German experience, look no further than Haus Murphy's. Chef Hoffman and his staff show off their mouth-watering foods, German beers, and he told me when you're done eating, just take a load off and just enjoy yourself.
We encourage that. It's like, just sit back, have another beer, enjoy. And it's just a laid-back feel. It's like a guest house in Germany. There's no rush.
Thanks, Chef Hoffman. I'll take my time as I explore the classic German musical instruments, the beer garden, figurines, and meet many chefs when workers need to take a break. Chef Hoffman has not had much rest since the doors first opened in 1995.
Most restaurants don't make it past a year, let alone 3 years. And for us to be on our 23rd, going on 24 years, I just go, okay, shut up. You got nothing to complain about.
There's no complaints when I ask what is the #1 dish on the menu and best beer.
Usually what I tell people, if they like a lager, I use a Spaten lager. That's my favorite by far. And I've been to Germany, I've been to all the breweries, I've tasted all these beers where they are. The number one selling dish is schnitzel. Yeah, I should have called it the Schnitzel House. My wife and I kid about that all the time.
Not only did the Valley take notice of Haas Murphy's, but Chef Hoffman received a call that changed his life.
My manager handed me the phone. She said, here, there's somebody that wants you to be on TV. She's like, oh, well, I'm so-and-so from Triple D. We picked you to be on the show.
Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives is a hit TV show on the Food Network, and they plan to film during the busiest time of year for the restaurant.
Middle of Oktoberfest. We have a huge Oktoberfest. So we did the shoot, and then I think it was like a month and a half or whatever, it came out, and we just got swamped.
Chug a beer and try to finish a huge pretzel.
Yeah, I mean, and those pretzels are from Germany. I have them imported. That's the real thing.
For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
Phoenix's first female police chief isn't just protecting our city, she's also inspiring the next generation of women.
So I don't look at myself as the female police chief. I am the police chief of Phoenix, who just happens to be a woman of color and a female police chief.
Phoenix Police Chief Jerry Williams has broken down barriers. In 2016, 28 years after starting her career with the Phoenix PD, she returned as the boss and was named the first woman chief in Phoenix, her hometown.
Native Phoenician, grew up in West Side, Maryville girl, go Panthers. Thank you very much. Went to Arizona State University, go Sun Devils.
Outside of work, Chief Williams is a mom of two. One of her sons is a former Phoenix Suns forward, Alan Williams, who appeared on our show, Best of Phoenix, with his mom.
So when they were growing up, I made many yummy breakfasts of cinnamon buns, biscuits and gravy.
Earlier in your career, how were you working between the balance between raising a family and then also being on the force?
I could chuckle and cry almost at the same time, and crying because I lost so much sleep when my kids were young. There were training opportunities and different job assignments that I probably could have taken, but I didn't want to miss time with my kids. I wanted to make time to be able to make breakfast or to make dinner or to go to Pop Warner games or go to basketball games, and I'm blessed. I have two productive members of society who are two of the most amazing men that I've ever seen before in my life.
So when you're not protecting, along with the rest of the force, 4.5+ million people, what does Chief Williams like to do for fun?
Oh man, I love to cook. And I'm a pretty good cook too, by the way. So I love to bake. So if I'm having a challenging work week, I'll figure out a reason to bake a cake. My latest one, which was a bomb for my husband's birthday, was a vanilla cream cheese frosting cake.
Ooh.
Killed it.
Okay, now you know it's really hard to do red velvet cake. Like, how's your red velvet?
I got this.
You heard it from her, baker, mom, and oh yeah, chief of police. Chief Jerry Williams, like so many other women, could teach a master class as juggling it all.
If I can do it, anyone can. It was really about having people open the doors for me. Anything's possible if you work very hard.
For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
Also this week, hundreds of people took part in the Wonder Woman run in Tempe, and Jay Russell was one of them.
Calling all superheroes, the DC Wonder Woman Run series kicked off in Tempe, and it was a lot of girl power, with women and kids and even guys dressed as Wonder Woman.
This whole entire event is about bringing out the superhero within each and every one of you.
It's fantastic. They always do a great job. I love Tempe. I love the bridge, all of it.
The event benefits Women in Sports and Events Arizona, the leading voice and resource for women in business of sports.
There's so much energy here at the DC Wonder Woman event.
Olympic gold medalist and world champion gymnast Gabby Douglas was there sporting her blue hair and cheering on the runners.
Amazing and powerful women coming and running for great causes, and also it's just very unified, and I like unified.
Who's your favorite superhero of all time?
Superhero, I do like Wonder Woman.
Celebrating strong women and the people who support them at every turn. For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
It's awesome to give them this opportunity like this in collegiate dance and cheer. Even parents are surprised when they hear about it, and I think it gives them another option.
Ottawa University cheer coach Melody Nimmerguth only received $200 in scholarships when she went to college. Fortunately, every student on the 8-member dance team and 13-member cheer team she coaches receives around half the cost of tuition for most athletes.
First started, I didn't know much, but coming to the school, like with my coach, Like, I learned different techniques, different things to do, and improved on all my skills. Tumbling since I was 3 years old in Chicago, like me and my twin brother, and I feel like cheer is like the perfect opportunity to just keep tumbling.
Ottawa University is a small university with just 618 students on the Surprise campus. Their cheer team roots on the school's football, volleyball, and basketball teams.
I was super blessed and honored, and it was really great because dance is something that's really hard to get a scholarship for, so I was very excited.
Ashley has a goal of becoming an NFL cheerleader, and there's no better path than being scholarship to practice and study here 5 days a week.
How to act when you're on the field, how to act when you're in public, so really the presence of yourself. Also, some of the dance moves are very different from they were in high school, so being able to do them during college to prepare yourself for professional is really great.
I was so inspired by the moves on the field, I wanted to learn a move that I could bring back to the Phoenix CW.
Learning how to do a bottom kick.
Oh my gosh, it almost hit her in the eye.
Yeah, that was good.
I'd give you a good 7.
I'll just stick with my day job and let the real dancers live out their dreams.
It's great to show my emotion through dance rather than just through words. So sometimes when you don't know the right words, you just dance it.
I love watching them do what they love and kind of make it their own and show off what they got.
For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell. You won't hear any trains going at the Arizona Railway Museum, where historical engines are preserved in Chandler.
One of which I believe is our steam locomotive, the 2562.
Steve Weisel volunteers his time to run the place and take care of the trains.
We've been able to actually place them on the National Historic Register.
The Arizona Railway Museum was founded in 1983 as a nonprofit with the goal of teaching people about railway history. Step inside this train and see what it feels like to be the boss. The superintendent's car comes with space to bring his secretary and cook along too. You can find his sleeping quarters, a living room area, fine china, and a kitchen. The coolest thing on the train was the hideaway typewriter from 1879.
The car was also built for the Santa Fe, I believe in 1910, pre-air conditioning days, so it has the stained glass clear story windows up above for ventilation.
You're looking at one of only 18 superintendent cars ever made.
Not only is the superintendent living the life of luxury in the front car, but also my buddy Old Paint in the back is a thoroughbred horse that runs in big races. He's living the good life.
It had accommodations for up to 22 horses.
Across the tracks at the museum was my personal favorite, the Dome Lounge car, for human passengers only.
It was on the Santa Fe Super Chief. So this was the most premier train on the Santa Fe Railway between Chicago and Los Angeles. It was an express train with very limited stops.
And in the next room?
This area here is under the dome section of this car. This is the lounge and bar area. Again, this would have been open to people who come after dinner.
If you're a train enthusiast, stop by for a visit. And if you're a super fan, the museum rents out cars for parties. For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
Now let's toss it over to Jay at the Cardinal Station.
Thanks, Haley. Yes, I'm over here at the Cardinal Station, and people are using their arm, having fun out here. Oh, we got a little photobomb in there, too. We're going to go right over and see people trying to throw some tight spirals and get it right in the hole there. Looks like they're having fun. That almost went in. Didn't exactly, but they're having fun right here. He threw up the peace sign. Can I get a peace sign with you? There we go. Having fun there. Had to run over. Now we're going to bring it over with Jeff. He is from U-Haul. And Jeff, tell me, how fun is it being out here seeing all the Special Olympians?
Oh, it's tremendous. These guys are ultra competitive, and then they want to show out today. We've got a few, like my man Damien here, throwing some tight spirals, some good prospects.
All right, I heard that. How's your spiral?
Needs a little work.
All right, mine does too. All right, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. All right, that's all for throwing the ball. We're going to send it over to Chloe Marr, where she's using her legs, kicking it. What's up, Chloe?
Thanks, Jay. He is over at the Coyotes Street Hockey Station, so let's check in with him.
Thanks, Chloe. I'm here at the Arizona Coyote Station where the guys and girls are having fun in the background playing some street hockey. I see the Dysart Demons out there serving up the puck, trying to get into the goal. Now we're going to bring it over to my man, Rob. Rob, the guys are just really having fun out here. Tell me what's fun about street hockey.
Oh, well, you know, obviously it's the next best thing to ice hockey. Not everyone can skate, so we bring it out here, play some street hockey, and just like playing on the ice, just as fun, just as fast, and everyone seems to love it.
And that's the other thing, too. It feels really good out here right now. Seeing people play instead of on the ice and in their shoes instead, like, how difficult is that?
Well, it's a lot easier, obviously, for running instead of ice skating. Ice skating is really hard, so everyone can run, right? That's what we say. We say to the kids when we do our street clinics, and you can run, you can play hockey. So you can play street hockey, yeah.
All right, gotta love that. All right, that does it all for the Coyote Station. We're going to send it over to Adam now, who's with the athlete and a buddy.
Thanks, Jay. Coming up, I'm going to be speaking with the high-ranking officer with the Phoenix Police Department and a Special Olympics coach who happen to be the same person. You won't want to miss that story next on Positively Arizona. Welcome back to a special edition of Positively Arizona from the Guardian Games. I'm here at the Phoenix Sun Station right now where everyone's showing off their dribbling skills. Now, a true Guardian in the community is a woman that wears two hats. Her co-workers call her Assistant Chief of Police, while another group simply says, "Hey, Coach."
We're all exhausted. Our jobs are very long hours. My job right now is a 7-day-a-week job.
Phoenix Assistant Chief Mary Roberts doesn't take off her badge when she walks out the doors. Chief Roberts is on call 24/7.
Charlie 5 is working at 240 12th Avenue in Madison.
But that doesn't stop her from getting hands-on and giving back to the Special Olympics community. On the weekends, you can catch her on the sidelines.
Everybody get a drink. So just tuck it the best you can.
Coaching adult unified basketball.
Honestly, this team has gotten to my heart from day one. And it's been almost 2 years, and I have been with them every single Saturday. Step and bounce it like that. Don't travel. Good pick.
Man, she means a lot. She's like my personal trainer. It's great to have that, you know, that I want you to win mentality.
You can't let them down. They have so much experience with disappointment, and it's not coming from me.
Assistant Chief Roberts' boss, Chief Jerry Williams, isn't surprised by her dedication to her athletes.
Mary's a rock star, so she is one person who can't just give you half of herself. She's all in or she's not in whatsoever.
Not gonna kill you before a game. I heard that.
Her team is so committed, they were selected to compete in the 2019 Special Olympics World Games in Abu Dhabi, representing the United States.
Doesn't get bigger than that.
At their send-off, sponsors surprised the team with gifts like athletic clothes and shoes. Because of Assistant Chief Roberts' dedication to her players on the court, they fought hard and finished in 4th place in the Special Olympics World Games.
I'm thrilled that she's the coach for Special Olympics. She's got the heart and passion, and challenge her to a hoop game because she can play some hoop too.
All right, Chief Roberts, I heard you're good on the basketball court, so when you have some time, I'm going to challenge you to a 3-point contest. Let's go back out there and duke it out. Now I'm going to send it over to Haley, who's discussing a word that everybody needs to remove from their vocabulary. Off the corner of 7th Street in Osborne, you'll notice the Taco Guild. But did you know this place dates back before even Arizona was even a state?
The roof, the walls, the floor, obviously the stained glass windows, but they really went to the trouble of making sure they also kept the plaques of the people that originally made the donations.
We're touring the inside of a taco restaurant near downtown Phoenix with Sean Snelling, the director of operations at Taco Guild. Built in 1893 as a church called Smith's Chapel, named after its owners George and Edna Smith. At the time, it would have been just only about the only thing around here in what is now a very busy part of town.
One of the stones says 1893 is when the very first church was built here, and then the 1948 when they did rebuild the current church. Moving those cornerstones, they uncovered a time capsule. And the biggest piece of history was in there.
While renovating this restaurant in November 2013, many of its items from the original building were preserved for diners to see.
These are some of the contents from the time capsule. You can see you got the church registry there from 1885. This is a deed, the title deed notarized from the territory of Arizona.
Sean says former members of the church frequently return to the building to donate items like programs, photographs of inside the church, and badges.
And it just reminds you that this building meant a lot of things to a lot of people well before we ever walked in. I mean, we're the caretakers now, but I mean, people were married here. People were put to rest here. People were baptized here. I mean, it's an important building to a lot of people, long before we ever came along.
That's why Taco Guild pays homage to the church by their menus, scriptures on the walls, and their plates. To stop by and take in all the nostalgia of sitting in a place older than Arizona itself. After all, this may be the only place around while drinking in church is encouraged. For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
This city is full of unique art and culture. Jay's found another way to express yourself and get fit at the same time.
Do workouts ever make you feel trapped?
It's a trap! Let's push!
But here at Z-Room Dance and Fitness, they welcome the trap. Music, that is.
Go get the money, go get the money. Go get the money, go get the money.
Woo! When you're looking to get that summer body right, why not get down to some hip hop and try some trap step cardio?
Trap step cardio is a aerobics cardio class, but we use trap music only, which is hip hop, rap music.
Nyla Berry runs Body by Berry in Tempe, helping you lose weight in a non-traditional way.
I created excitement in the class. I do twerk outs, I do the step class, the pole dancing classes, things that make you want to call your girls and say, let's go, let's work out.
Berry was bored with traditional workouts and wanted to exercise with her friends while busting a move.
Looking good, ladies! Phoenix on the rise, we're constantly growing and people are constantly looking for new things. I feel like this is perfect if you need a little spin or a little bit more motivation.
Berry is bringing her hometown, St. Louis flavor, to Tempe. I asked her how did she feel about starting her own brand in a new city.
I was terrified, and I feel like this is a life mission now that I've been blessed upon. I really just gave it a shot, and my first class was sold out. So that's when I knew that the demand was here. We just got to give the supply.
A spin on the traditional aerobics class and adds a little flavor to some cultural influence. Sign me up. For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
This next club is a little bit easier to get into. In fact, they welcome all sorts.
Of course you've seen the world famous fountain in the center of Fountain Hills. It shoots up water up to 560 feet. That's 10 feet higher than the Notre Dame Cathedral and 3 times higher than Old Faithful in Yellowstone Park. But Pete and his son aren't here to visit the fountain.
2 years after that, my son was born. And rather than stay inside and watch TV and gain weight, I decided to put him in a big stroller and we hit the course. And he's been on the course with me just about every day that I go out.
Pete Ulibarri is a stay-at-home dad and a top-ranked disc golf champ in Arizona. And in case you're wondering, disc golf is played just like regular golf, except they use frisbees.
When most people play disc golf, they think it's about the flick of the wrist, but it's more about throwing in a straight line and the movement of the hips.
As a lover of the sport, Pete put a disc in his son Astra's hands when he was just 1.5 years old, and he hasn't let go since.
It's my favorite thing ever.
Since he's been this big, he's picked up little mini discs and started throwing them, and he's kind of got a cool little talent. He can emulate most of the top players in the way they putt. It's like watching somebody emulate LeBron or Kobe.
When I asked Astra which disc golf course is his favorite to play on, he had a tough time deciding.
Probably Ironwood and Red Mountain. Because Red Mountain has really straight, easy, short holes, so it's easy to reach them for me. Ironwood, I really like it because it's grassy and shady and really short holes.
Community of disc golfers are amazing. They invite you in. It doesn't matter who you are, what your background, any of that. Grab a disc and come play. I love playing this sport. It's given me something competitive to do. It's given me a whole family of people in the communities all around the Phoenix area and Arizona.
For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
This is a place where a kid can be a kid, and Jay's found a place nearby where grown-ups can relive that feeling too.
Are you a pop culture junkie? Do you know a girl with no name? Maybe enjoy a Duff beer every now and then? Or could you be one with the Force?
You must feel the Force around you.
If you understood any of those references, you're a geek like me, and Collectors Marketplace in Central Phoenix has something for you.
We're all about nostalgia and pop culture. So everything that's come out of a movie, a TV show, cartoons, video games, music, every single type of niche, we definitely try to encompass it all.
The shop is more than 8,000 square feet of cool and nerdy gifts and toys.
Some of the more rare pieces are going to be like the life-size pieces that we have. 6-foot Michael Myers. When you plug him in, he plays the theme song and slashes.
Whether you're a Ghostbusters or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, you'll find something right inside of here that reminds you of your childhood.
Older people coming in here and seeing some of the Nora Museum stuff, and then they're like, oh, I used to have that when I was a kid, and to kind of see the emotion and the look on their face. It's something they haven't seen for like 50 or 60 years. They're like, I can't believe I had this as a kid.
One of the more popular items in the store? Huh, that's easy.
You know, we definitely have a lot of things that encompass the Marvel, whole universe. It's so tough because there's so much. That has changed collecting as we know it. It's become more popular.
Even your grandpa's old favorite toys can be found at Collectors Marketplace, so you can fan out in any decade.
But we still, everybody here has an appreciation for the origin of toys and kind of where it all started, from woodblock stuff to tin toys to metal toys. You know, basically the history of toys is what we're all about.
For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
Put some pants on, Adam. Things are about to get a lot more dangerous. Jay's playing with fire, and we're not talking about the Arizona sun.
If you're from the Valley of the Sun, you're used to the blazing heat, and things get a little hotter in Mesa. That's where a group of artists who specialize in the strange and dangerous circus acts lives and practices.
And you need to have a certain amount of knowledge on the safety aspects of spinning and playing with fire.
Safety and training are key to doing stunts like this one performed by Paulina Milligan, who is a magician, and a regular hula hoop won't do. Paulina adds a touch of adrenaline.
Paulina's specialty is hula hoops. She's amazing. She's one of the best.
Grab it, light my hand, and then I lit the wick. I have a sealable container that you can pour your gas into. So when you go to soak your prop, I need to make sure that it soaks fully. If I lit it up and started flinging it around, potentially fireballs could fling off of it. And as I spin it, you can see that the excess fuel spins off onto it. And it's hard to see the flames during the daytime, but they're there. I feel like the best part of being a fire dancer is getting to play with that one element that you don't have much control over. I mean, obviously you're controlling the prop, but the fire itself you don't have any control over. You gotta bring it back to the basic stuff. So it's really like a dance with the fire itself.
Now, I've received so much training that I'm gonna do this myself and eat this fire. Okay, never mind. I'll just leave it up to the professionals. Fire safety first.
Paulina got her start in gymnastics and started fire spinning in 2013, but even the veterans make mistakes.
The other day I did get a little burn like on my thumb.
Want to see for yourself? You can hire Paulina or stilt walkers, aerial acrobats, belly dancers, and jugglers through this Mesa-based business. For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
This place is an escape from reality, and the same can be said about films. Jay's found a unique theater that still makes an experience out of going to the movies.
The history of the West End Drive-In movie theater in Glendale dates back to June 1979.
The drive-ins kind of started up right after the World Wars. It was a way for GIs to come home and to enjoy their families, enjoy movies outside.
The company that owns the theater opened a handful of others back in its heyday, including the old Scottsdale Drive-In that closed back in 2011 after 30 years in service. Today, this is the only remaining drive-in theater in the state. The tradition of the drive-in experience has been passed down through generations. Moviegoers can kick back, enjoy snacks, and take off their shoes just like the old days.
The old school vibe comes from being able to come to the drive-in, seeing 2 movies for the price of 1. You've got inflatable air mattresses in the bed of the pickup truck. The kids are crashing out after the first movie, and mom and dad get to stay behind and watch the second movie in peace and quiet.
Back in high school, I used to work in the projection booth just like Jughead in CW's Riverdale, except for I didn't sleep there. But now times have changed. No more lacing the film through the molders. It's not even a push to start to watch your favorite film on the big screen.
Everything now is done digitally. It's how we program all of the different movies. Once the computer over there is programmed, it sends the signal over here to our barcode projectors.
You'll also spot special messages on the big screen. Take some notes, fellas.
We've had wedding proposals, palm proposals.
And the question I was dying to ask, do you catch customers trying to sneak into the theaters?
They're pretty easy to spot when you have a single driver that comes in with a large pizza and 2 44-ounce drinks.
2 movies for under $10, you can't beat that deal. One of the best ways to beat the heat during their 40th anniversary. For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
The movies come alive at this escape room in Glendale, and Jay is up for the challenge.
Have you ever wanted to jump inside your favorite adventure film? Of course you can play video games or gather friends for some cosplay, but there's another option. Escape Westgate in Glendale puts you in the driver's seat of a popular film.
It's a great form of entertainment.
An escape room is a 60-minute real-life adventure game.
As you start out the game, you guys are solving clues and moving stuff around, which might cause panels to open into other areas.
When you come to Escape Westgate and you're inside the Lost Tomb, you might be a little bit intimidated, but don't worry, there's clue masters watching you the whole time to make sure you get to the next room.
We do have audio and video in the room, so we're watching you play. If we feel you need a clue, we can absolutely give you a clue over the video monitors and so forth.
You won't be left hanging around, but if you're a purist, the Clue Masters will let you solve the puzzle with the help of 9 other players. Along with the Lost Tomb, players could challenge themselves in Bill and Ted's Excellent or Terminator 2 Escape.
We are actually the only escape room I know here in Arizona anyways that actually own the IPs for actual movies.
Simply put, they have the rights to give you an authentic experience. And if you're nervous about finding your way out, we've got some tips.
Within the escape rooms, everything is virtually, or for the most part, can be playable. So be curious. Try and get into something, try and lift something, try and move something.
Don't hold on to your clues. Use them before you're buried alive.
Yeah, we've had people with 59 with literally a second to go, and they hit that final button and it stops the timer, and they just completed everything.
For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
This next Phoenix fashion designer is incorporating culture into his work, and it's getting recognized.
This Phoenix family business started off as a greeting card company, but transitioned into fashion, preserving the family tradition through AccuNav.
So the name comes from our cultural names, the Acoma Pueblo and the Navajo tribe.
AccuNav is a Native American owned and operated couture fashion brand based in the Valley.
The progression of the native arts that we've seen a lot of that already coming forth. I really wanted to project that through fashion, a wearable art form that had meaning. This collection kind of magnifies the designs that you see on the pottery work. The parrot was always looked at as a symbol of rain.
Lauren's work has taken off. While working in New Mexico, he was approached by a group that made his dreams come true.
We're from Disney and we want to ask you if you want to be part of an exhibition that we're doing in Orlando.
The Disney Imagineers asked Lauren to design a dress
that will represent basically your culture and our culture, our Disney culture.
For the next 5 years, guests can view this dress a part of the Creating Traditions, Innovation, and Change in Native American Art at the Epcot Center in Orlando, Florida. Along with catching Disney's eye, he was also featured during Phoenix Fashion Week and the Tony Awards.
The dress was a hit. The color of red, and this, I like to point out, is one of the inspirational pieces for the dress that we did for the Tonys.
For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
Whew, it's hot out here. But you can beat the heat at this museum in downtown Phoenix, and the best part is, it's free. Jay's taking us on a tour of the Phoenix Police Museum.
On the first floor of the historic Phoenix City Hall, the public can view more than 130 years of police history for free.
So we started the Phoenix Police Museum back in 1993.
One of the coolest things you'll see there is right inside the door.
In the very beginning was a jail rock. And down here below us is one of the actual rocks that are in existence. This is one of two. So you'd either pay $1 to get off the rock or spend one day on the rock.
That's being stuck between a rock and a hard place. The device was a way for police to tether prisoners down back in the late 1800s. Also inside, SWAT team gear and a full-size helicopter that was once in service. The museum's newest exhibit is the Crime Scene Investigations, where guests can view what it takes to solve a crime, and the little ones can be sworn in as an officer.
Some of the fun activities kids can do down here is we have a dress-up area, so kids can actually put on a police shirt, a real police shirt that an officer wore at one time.
Kids can't have all the fun. I'm a sergeant for a day. And get behind the wheel of a 1987 Phoenix police car and hit the road.
Very educational. A lot of kids can be afraid of police officers. Maybe make them feel a little more comfortable around police.
The Phoenix Police Museum is a non-profit and accepts donations to keep the history of the force alive. For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
This is so cute. My son's gonna love it. You know, this isn't the only spot around here to beat the heat. Jay's checking out a new mini golf business that's more than meets the eye.
Arizona has some of the most beautiful golf courses in the country, but are weather cracking the 100-degree mark? How can golfers improve their game while staying cool?
We wanted to create something different, something unique, inspired by our 4-year-old son, Dane.
The Jeffries opened Dane's world when he saw another 3D mini course in the valley, and the family did the only logical thing, started construction of their own. Imagine Mini Golf opened in January 2019 with 18 holes of imagination through the eyes of a child.
Good shot, Dane.
You have pirates, outer space, dragons, unicorns, and an ocean feature. All hand-painted art murals is what makes this different.
This place already looks amazing, but to add to the experience, put on the 3D glasses and you're in a whole new world.
So you use the 3D glasses to see the artwork pop off the walls. Looks like stuff floats, really messes with your depth perception. There's a good mix of easy holes and more complex holes, which is good. You have good variety and it's good replayability.
Holes 10 and 14 are a doozy, and because you're going up a ramp, a great tip, don't go for a hole-in-one. Patience is key. Along with the glow-in-the-dark painted walls, there's an Easter egg with the names of the painters in Jeffries' family. With only $10 a person, you can't beat that deal to lower your par. For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
This next business is made by Arizonans for Arizonans. Jay's getting a behind-the-scenes tour of State 48.
Inside the State 48 shop in Chandler, stop by and you'll see a true local business success story.
Show off our love for Arizona.
Michael Spangenberg started this t-shirt business back in 2013 with his two business partners, Steven and Nicholas Polando.
Stefan came out brushing his teeth, and no joke, he said, State 48. And I said, what's State 48? And he's like, Arizona's 48th state. And it was just right when I heard it, it was like, that was the aha moment. It was like, okay, we got it.
The trio of roommates always had dreams of owning a company and giving Arizona some flavor.
Our motto is like, we support everyone in Arizona and we love everyone and we just want to promote positivity and make it on a fashionable shirt.
The shirts are screen printed in Chandler and the business has been really successful, so you've probably seen them around. State 48 has designed shirts for big organizations like Phoenix Rising, the Arizona Diamondbacks, Phoenix Mercury, and former Arizona Cardinals head coach Bruce Arians' organization, A Voice for Children, just to name a few.
Their foundation helped neglected children with a bad upbringing.
So $5 per shirt sale went back to the foundation.
So far, State 48 has donated more than $50,000 to that organization alone.
Not only does State 48 work with Arizona's professional sports and college teams, they also collaborate with Wishes for Teachers and places like the Arizona Humane Society.
The biggest satisfaction and reward I've seen is just how much people love where we're from, love our community, and just seeing it grow has been incredible.
In 2019, State 48 has designed shirts for nearly 70 local organizations. A true started from the bottom, now they're here story. For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.
Okay, we're making some art here at Meltdown. Don't get in the way of this next gamer. He takes his hobby very seriously, and Jay's just along for the ride.
Simeon Mosley, a semi-pro gamer who lives in Gilbert. His love for video games has been passed down through generations.
Dad always did it, and whenever I was little, he always had me sit on his lap while he was playing games.
From the time he was little, Sim had a gift for controlling the sticks.
And I had a Tonka game, and it was like a keyboard that you had, and you'd put the keyboard down, and then there was this thing, it was like a steering wheel and like some buttons, and it would clamp down on top of the keyboard.
Today, Sim plays Counter-Strike Global Offensive as part of a team that goes to national competitions. To do it, he draws on discipline and leadership he learned as a young volunteer for Civil Air Patrol. That's a program that trains young men and women to do emergency response. Sim's team recently won first place here at Pure Esports, an esports lounge in Gilbert.
He's often one of the top tier players of that event, and now he's moving on to bigger and better things, traveling across the nation, competing in national tournaments.
Now, I know Sim said he was pretty good at the game, but he hasn't tried me yet. Let me see if I can put him to the test. Oh, snap, there it goes. Oh, no.
Easy. It's hours upon hours of practice that you've built. It took me about 3 years to go from silver to a higher ranked in the matchmaking system. Being able to basically just, move your mouse and aim at somebody and click on their heads to, you got to throw the perfect grenade at this perfect angle at a perfect time.
I think esports has come a long way. Universities are now giving out scholarships for esports. You can literally get a 4-year ride on video gaming.
Sim's ultimate goal is to become a professional gamer and one of the top 25 gamers in the world, making it an average of $2 million. For Positively Arizona, I'm Jay Russell.